Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the second race of the SSBB Christmas Special, where we're driving Suzuki Swifts around Brands Hatch. What more could you ask for? This is the Pro-Am group. We've already seen the Clubmans go. They did great. That was really exciting. That is going to be up on the page if you want to have a look on the channel. I've got the race over here. I've got the chat over here. So if I'm not looking at you, I'm looking over there. Before we go to the chat, let's talk about what these guys in the Swifts are going to be doing. You guys in the chat, let me know what the volume of the microphone's like, because this is my first time doing a live stream. For some reason, I've knocked the little sock thing. Hang on. That must have sounded great. Let's have a look at the race settings, because I haven't seen all the settings yet for this. We've got Brands Hatch Indy Circuit at 11:30, 15 laps. That'll fly by. Believe me, that'll fly by. We've got boost off, slipstream real, which should make some really good racing. Pack racing, I think, without the boost on. We've got visible damage, but no mechanical damage. No tyre wear, no fuel depletion, so the guys could just race. Grip is low and not real. That's good. That should be more forgiving. Sound is good. This headphones are really nice, Steve. These are Corsair Void RGB headphones. These are actually what I used to use for my old videos before I got the new microphone. Qualifier is going to be 6 minutes long with a 90-second overflow for anybody who's already started their lap. Categories, we know they're M100s because they're Suzuki's. Balance of performance is on. Brill. We've got racing medium tyres. Very grippy. I wonder if there are going to be any rollovers tonight. I suppose we'll wait and see. Penalties are pretty weak by the look of that. No side contact penalties, good. No replacing of cars, no ghosting of cars. The flags are on, and correct vehicle course after wall collisions. So that's all good. What's really important is down in the bottom with the assists, where all assists are prohibited, except for ABS, because you don't want to drop the ABS off on cars that are, intended to be driven, I suppose. JSM's for 3 minutes to start. He's in control of the lobby. I'm in control of yonder microphone. Keep the chat coming. Stay busy. RGB is looking snazzy. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at what's happening out on track, and we can see who's racing tonight. We've got Ian Evo 96. That's not him. That's JSM. Hi, Jack. It's good to see you on track for a change. Looking very Christmassy in that particular livery. There's Ian Evo. You can see we've got the usual sponsors, of course, 5-Star Racing, who are up here above my head somewhere. And also across the top you'll see we've got Dirt Nurse. In fact, just read. Look at the strip at the top. I put it there so you could read it. Mr. Bombastique is about 1/10 behind Ian Evo in the practice times at the moment. Also looking very Christmassy. They're all looking very Christmassy. This is brilliant. We like to see this very much. McFlurry Twist, we don't get to see racing very often, and he's not racing right now. He's having a bit of a rest right in the middle of the track. He's come a real cropper, and he's doing donuts, so that's great. Go McFlurry. Fly the flag for the Suzuki Swift drivers. Golfy, somebody we know is very, very fast in high downforce cars. Not sure what he's like in the Suzukis. Close race approaching, says Zafra. You betcha. These guys are the Pro-Ams. They're all very, very good. Don't let these poxy little cars put you off. This is going to be absolutely tooth and nail. Den's here. He's almost half a second off the pace at the moment. Den's was one of the winners last night. He won the C-Class race in the RBX. He's a great driver, especially over a long distance. And in these low-powered machines, Safalicious came second in that group. So these two pretty much line astern as they were. Just 0.036 currently keeps those two apart. That's a great doggo on the side of that car. And of course the Frey Bentos sponsor on there as well. Brilliant. PRD3 taking a very wide line through there. Really trying to capitalise on that speed, or losing control. I don't know. Grandpa goes gaming, says Melty. And Swifters, says Freddie. So it's good to see you guys in the chat and chatting. Keep the chat coming. It's going to be a long night, because after this race, which is, did we say it was 10 laps? Oh, I don't remember. But after this we've got endurance, so we're going to be spending a lot of time together. Jacques in the pits, just over half a second off the pace. Great to see him out and about. Don't get to see him race nearly often enough. Jackie, 44. Jakey. I don't know. He was 0.171 off the pace before he pitted. Where was yeah, off second. So I don't know who this guy is, but he's clearly got some pace. And we've already seen McFlurry. Is anybody waiting in the wings to come out? Mackie RS is here. Freddie is here. Don't know if you guys are racing. Spage Finn. Maybe part of the race. We're about to start. It is past. So, chat, could you hear me okay while we were going through the cars? Or were the cars too loud? Was the mic too loud? Talk to me. Okay, you're talking to me. That's good. That's great. That's just nice and interactive. I'm not in charge of the lobby tonight. JSM's running the lobby as always. So I've just got to sound great. Audio's great. You guys are the best. Love you guys. And just for you, I've been out and I bought some flashy lights for my rig just to make this Christmassy. Okay? I hope you appreciate that. So we've got our RGB head, RGB bits, and, you know, there we are. Let's go back to the track because we're about to be starting. Who's currently the fastest, did we say? Ian Evo still all the way up there at 54.626, which is really rapid around Brands Indy in a Suzuki Swift. These are BOP and these are stock on racing medium tyres. Oh, that's a penalty. That's unfortunate. Where's the baubles? Says Zafra. And the tinsel. I tell you what, the baubles and the tinsel are all over the house. They're just not right here. The shop I bought these in today, actually, they had this brilliant double light thing that I nearly bought. I ummed and ahed about it, and then I went back to get it because I really wanted it, and the shop was shut. So it's a bit dull in here. Sorry about that. Melty says Bauble, yeah, Bauble's Melty. We get it. Bless him. Melty does like to have fun. Melty, are you race? Oh, you're not racing, are you? Of course you're not. What are we doing? We're still watching this. We're waiting for JSM to go. That is the fastest time of the session by Ian Evo, which is amazing because he had to burn off a penalty. So he is a man to watch tonight. He's going to be up there at the front. Beard Squad says Zafra. Yeah, and Zafra loves the word bauble. Let's make bauble the word of the night because that works for me. Baubles for everyone. JSM says we're starting now, so we're about to hit a 6-minute qualifier. I do love this track. I raced minis around this track this week and it was brilliant. And the only reason I didn't do the Clubman's race tonight was because really I was saving myself for a very long session chatting to you folks. The Beard Squad. Ian Evo, the first to get out onto the, or first to try to get out. Who else we got? I think everybody's coming out, which means the drivers have to be making some space for each other. If you get caught by a driver who is slower than you, or a driver who is messing up their lap, it can be a real pain. Ian Evo there having a bit of a trip off track already, and oh, Golfy has left the room. It looks like we've got some sort of an issue with the lobby. Word of the night, baubles are good times. Okay, they are great times. So I think perhaps JSM's going to be killing the lobby. We had some sort of an issue where somebody couldn't get out of the pits. Okay, never mind. It happens. It does happen. It happens a lot, to be honest. There you go. He may just elect to try refreshing the track and trying again. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I've like got a sort of a crash now. I was all hyped up and ready to go. Let's qualify. Let's do this. And then, you know, oh no, let's not. We're just forget it. Lobby's broken. Never mind. Melty's playing F1 ranked, but he will be lurking. Issa says, lol. Freddy's here recommending the restart. It's just you and me, guys. Everybody else is having technical issues. Why is JSM spectating? No, qualifiers cancelled. So PRD3 and Spage Finn both having issues. Okay. That's unlucky for those guys. Let's see who's out. I think everybody's out getting some last minute practice, are they? just Ian Evo and Spade Finn. These guys wanting all the practice they can get. There's no points here, there's no massive prizes, but let's be honest, this is for honour. It's for Christmas honour. And what greater honour is there than Christmas honour? None whatsoever. So after I played F1 in the rig earlier, had to try the PS5 on it, worked okay, but so much effort. Was fun though. Okay. Yeah, I like the F1 games. Fred, it's one of those F1 nights. No, he didn't say that. So it's one of those nights, I guess. It is. So what's happening here? We've still got people who aren't in. Okay, this is a great time for me to go and hydrate. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes when hopefully, we should be qualifying. So stay comfy, you hydrate as well. Good for you. And you're back in the room. The qualifier has begun. We think everybody should be working this time. Should be. It's JSM who's out on the track straight away, giving himself some nice clear air. The boss. I think everybody's out this time. This is the last driver to leave the pits. Come on, you can do it. I think that's it. I think this time qualifying is a go. We will watch JSM to begin with. I'll try and keep my eyes on groups. In fact, that's a big group here. They're all jostling for space. This is going to wreck a few people's laps. Oh! Venture gets fed out into the barrier on the outlap. Elbows are out and we haven't even got a single lap in yet. They can keep this up all night, I don't mind. That's good for me. There's Bombastic, who had a really rough night last night in the RBX. Got involved in a really big smash and he called it a day and DNF'd. Let's hope he has a much better night tonight. He's a fast driver, as these Pro-Am guys all are. But it is look that I'm looking really hydrated. That's good. As long as I'm not leaking, it's all good. That's not good for anyone. JSM's going to be the first person to set a time. He's going to be our little benchmarker. And as much as I want to watch him, we've got a group again. Safalicious there. I don't know if Saf's using the slipstream of Bombastic, or that's just the way things have ended up. We've already got a board in the middle of the road that Venture took out after his little trip onto the grass. Maybe that's why Spade stayed. Was it Spade that stayed in? No, it was Jake stayed in. So maybe that was just to get some clear air, I don't know. Okay, interesting. So we've got our first time up, which is a 57.3. That's not going to be good enough. We're going to expect some much faster times. There we go, we're in the 54s. Oh, the times are coming in thick and fast. Where are we looking? Safalicious currently the fastest with a 54.7. Oh, somebody was out there very wide. McFlurry Twist, what's your time? 54.8. Yes, Jack 44 or Jake 44, I assume, If somebody knows the proper pronunciation, Jake or Jack, let me know. He's very fast, and he had that clear air. We've still got this bunch of people just here, just tripping over each other. Such a tiny track, such tiny cars, and I think when you've got a little car like this, you're not afraid to get your elbows out. Somebody there was on the grass, Ian Evo, way down in 8th after that fantastic time he set in practice. JSM a mile off the pace still. Bombastic pops into 3rd. Venture, who we know is very fast, is in 5th. There's a big gap between the first time and the last time. That's amazing. Such small cars, such a small track. Oh dear, Spage absolutely sending it with far too much Christmas spirit. Somebody else in the background there doing exactly the same. Happy holidays, the car says. Not that happy if you're spending it in the sand. Jake is Jans. Is that Jans or is that Jans? How's that pronounced, Fred? Give me the phonetic spelling of that. Jans. It's all coming back to me now. The mistake I made with the name in one of my ACC videos. It's either Jans or Jans. We'll find out very shortly. Great to have the chat on board with me. They are my co-pilot. Drivers starting to improve now. Venture and Dens both setting faster times. Nobody troubling that top 3 though. Safalicious. Jans or Jans? Oh, it's Jans. Thanks, Fred. Awesome. So from now on, Jake 44 becomes Jans. Awesome. Where would I be without you, chat? Thank you very much. Anyway, Ian Evo has found his pace and he's stuck that Swift on provisional pole with just a minute and a half left. He's gone purple again. Should we ride with him? Here we go. Let's see what he's doing that everybody else isn't doing. And let's hope he doesn't catch up with that pack up ahead, because that is really going to spoil his day. Bombastic's very slow, but he jumps out of the way. Ian Evo still purple. This could be very much on the good side of a 54.5. Could he make a 54.4 out of this? That would be a cracking time. Stays right because that's the shortest route to the flag. Not the ideal racing time. Lost a little bit of time in that last sector. But still, that's 2/10 now to 2nd place, Safalicious. So that's a really good time there by Ian Evo. Fearsome driver. I've raced against Ian Evo before and I've been nowhere near him. The guy's blisteringly fast. Pronounced like Jan. Jan? Not Jan, Jan. Okay. Mackie's turned up. Ho 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 ho, jolly fellows. Ho 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 to you too, Mackie. Right. Fred's saying yes to Jan. Okay. Golfy, they're improving. I'm surprised Golfy's so low. Down there in 8th. Wow. I'll tell you what though, you're not going to miss that car. That is luminous. That is fantastic. If you left that in a car park and you've forgotten where you parked, that's it, you would see it. So most people have finished, I think. We've got about a minute of overtime left. Who's still running? Inevo's finished. Safalicious has finished, can't improved. Jan's finished and can't improved. Is Bombastic still going? No. Venture, I think, is about to finish a hot lap. We'll see if Venture improves. No. Dens? Golfy? No. Nobody's improving. I think that's it. I think that's our starting order. The qualifier has ended, so here is your grid for the race. Ian Evo putting that fantastic time. Hey, that was too quick. I didn't get time to read it. Mackie is racing after this. He's racing in the endurance. Brilliant. But not practice. No idea of the rules. And penned back. Okay, sorry to hear about that, Mackie. Hope you're on the mend soon, says Zafra. That's nice, isn't it? So there we go. Safalicious in 2nd. Jan in 3rd. Bombastic 4th. Then McFlurry Twist. Venture. Dens. Golfy. That is your top 8. Can we get some more info on the screen? because we're missing some very important information here. But I'm not going to do it right now. We don't want to miss the start. Ian Evo leading the pack away. He's definitely made it into that first corner first, hasn't he? Look at the lightning fast acceleration of these cars. Jan under pressure from Bombastic. Bombastic's taken the faster, wider line, but that means he's on the outside for the next corner. Bombastic ahead at the moment. Can he make that stick? Although he's on the outside for that corner, that means he's got the inside for the next corner, which is here. That's the way to do it. That is third place for Bombastic. Very well done. Race time, says Freddie. Yes, race time it is. Massive battle at the back there. Look at these four all together. I said they're pack racing. We've got a Grinch livery there, which is amazing. Always nice to see the Grinch. I think Golfy's got a little bit of lag. Golfy, of course, always has internet issues no matter what he's driving. Oh, we've got a battle again for third. Jan trying to come around the outside. Bombastic holding it. We've got Dens and Venture fighting. Oh, Dens goes too wide. Venture goes too tight. I think Dens held on to that, did he? Oh, he might not have done, you know. I think Dens might have dropped it. Watching him now. He went out, came back. Oh, he went straight across the track. So yeah, Dens dropped it. That's unfortunate. He'll have a lot of catching up to do, but he's got 15 laps to do it in. What's happening over here in the chat? Not a lot to do with the race. You guys are all chatting amongst each other. That's brilliant. Everybody chatting. Somebody's very slow in the background there. What happened there? Was that Spage Finn, perhaps? Was he slow? Yeah, he's in 8th here. I think perhaps he tried to go around the outside and he's just put a little bit too much power on, got into the kitty litter, and that is it. He's just lost all forward momentum. That's unfortunate. Oh, where to look? There's so much going on. Venture's made it up to 4th ahead of Bombastic. We missed that. But Venture very fast. Very fast. First time I raced against him, I was so intimidated by his speed. And he's making the most of the impressive power in these Suzuki Swifts. I should say power to weight ratio, really. Fred says Ian's on fire. Let's hope he's not literally. Oh, he's not. Look at the front there. We have a battle for the lead. Safalicious has tried to go up the inside. Ian Evo's going to try and come underneath Safalicious. There's the move. And hopefully for Ian, at least, that gives him enough pace to get the inside for the next corner. Safalicious will try to cut back, but will be on the outside for the following corner. So it's all about trying to outbrake Ian Evo, get ahead of him. No, that's not going to happen. So that's going to settle down again for the time being. While we were watching that, Venture did make it past Jan. So that's for third place. Venture climbing all the way up onto the podium. Safalicious was carrying a lot of speed through there and just dropped it a little bit on the brakes. That allows Venture into second. This is an inspired drive for Venture. Wow. The Race Asylum driver absolutely showing how he earned his stripes in that team. Safalicious trying to come back underneath. That's a little too tight from Safalicious there. That could have gone horribly wrong. But it worked, and that gives that gives Safalicious the inside, but Venture just a little bit later on the brakes, a bit braver. I've got to slow down because I'm just drying out here. There's so much going on. Mackie says go Venture. Mackie, of course, Venture's teammate over there at Race Asylum. Oh, it's all too much. But while they're all battling, look, Ian Evo pulling out a massive lead. Venture was a little bit sideways there. I think Safalicious may have just got the elbows out. Is that going to allow Jan to pull up alongside and go back for third? It is. It's three-way battle for the second and third spots on the podium. Looking absolutely elbows out. Everybody getting into everybody else. And I love it. Just keep it up, guys. Just keep keep bashing each other. And of course, the side effect of this battling is that Mr. Bombastic and McFlurry Twist are keeping up with the pack. Even though they don't quite have the pace of the leaders, these guys are all slowing each other down. Oh, it looks like a track limit infringement there for Safalicious, and one for Ian Evo. So they both thought the penalties looked good. Looked at one at the same time. Jan coming for a look around the outside. It's dangerous around here. Let's venture underneath. They're both going to try and go underneath Safalicious. Oh, that's 2 positions lost in one corner. That's rough. Safalicious trying to stay in there, trying to stay in the slipstream, but this 3-way battle has just become a 5-way battle. I think there's penalties bunched up the pack, and things are about to get really, really chaotic. We're not even at the halfway stage yet, and I already need to lie down. I think I'm going to develop a drinking problem, which could be interesting. We'll see where that goes. Mackie says he wishes he was in that race. Oh, I wish I'd had that in the race. My apologies. How's Venture doing? 1.7 behind Ian Evo. We're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to see if Venture can catch up, or if perhaps he's driving in his mirrors at this time. Jan in third. Have things settled down? They seem to have, although McFlurry Twist there looking very, very close to Bombastic. Just 0.2 off. I don't know who to watch on this straight. Look at them all getting slipstream from each other. You wouldn't have thought that slipstreams in a Swift would be so important, but believe me, they're everything right now. This is everything. We're just amazing. Oh, deep breaths, deep calming breaths. Otherwise, not going to make it through the endurance. Twist, McFlurry Twist. Trying to go up the inside, but of course Bombastic still has the inside for the next corner. But that does show that McFlurry Twist does have the pace and the determination to put those moves on. That's another move to the inside. Bombastic under pressure, and that move is done. That is for position. That is McFlurry Twist up to 5th. Excellent stuff. And of course Safalicious there with a track limits penalty again. That's half a second that Safalicious really can't afford right now. If we just squirt forward a little bit, you can see that Venture really under pressure from Jan now. This is going to be possibly a dive to the inside. Okay, looks like Venture cut that move off. It's getting swifty, says Fred. Good grief. Is this my life now? Is this what I'm reduced to? Venture, although he's under pressure, has took a couple of tenths out of Ian Evo. I don't know if Ian made a mistake when he went really wide in the background there. I think that was McFlurry Twist going wide. Was it Bombastic? I think it might have been Bombastic actually. Let's find out. We have the technology to find out. No, it was McFlurry Twist who decided to go for a little bit of an excursion. And also track limit penalty, so they're all going wrong there. Not going so wrong here for Jan 44, who has that run on Venture once again, going very wide to try and carry as much speed through there as possible. But is he going to be able to carry the momentum up to this second corner? Oh, a lot of trust there between these two drivers, because Venture would not have cut across a driver like that he didn't trust. You've got to know, both of you, what the other is going to do. Be ready for anything. Know that you're not going to try and take each other off, no matter what the race is. If it's for no points, for all the points, for all the glory. Venture now 1.4-ish behind Ian Evo with 5 laps to go. If he can just get a sniff of a slipstream, what could we have, a 5-way battle for the lead at that point? That would be amazing. Let's hope that happens. I'm surprised Jan's not actually pushing Venture along. That could mean that he's already thinking that maybe the race has gone and that second is the best he can do. Oh, but look out there for Safalicious, who's just suddenly got involved out of nowhere after a great run off the first corner. So much toing and froing, even without the boost. Oh, Safalicious gets into the side of Jan. That's going to be... Oh, that could have been disaster. Both drivers managing to control these high-speed beasts and keep them pointing in the right direction. but that has spread the pack out a little bit. I'm sure Ian Evo doesn't mind the gap 1.4, so that's staying very, very stable. I have no idea what's happening down at the back. There could be anything going on back here. I've got no idea. Got a bit of a battle here between PRD3 and Bombastic, who's really fallen off the pace. Perhaps just not getting the right kind of vibes with this car. Oh, he's out a little bit wide there. I think that's a pass. PRD3 going up to 6th. Can Bombastic come back in the next braking zone? No. So that's a position change there at the back. There you go. You're up to date now with what's happening at the back. Let's go back to the front. Ian Evo managing to maintain that gap. Venture has also got over a second now to jam behind him, so that's going to be good news for him. But Safalicious still in the mix here. Possibly going to get a good run up here. 0.4, keep your eye on that timer. Keeping 0.4. It's talking to me about who gets the best run off the first corner here. If you don't get that entry right, you're either trying to straighten up the steering to correct your oversteer, or you're trying not to go into the sand. Oh, Safalicious with a great run. Under 0.2 of a second. Is it going to be a dive? It's not going to be a dive at this time, but these two very, very close, battling for the last spot on the podium with only 2.5 laps to go. Where did the rest of the race go? What happened here? What's happening back here? Somebody's close. Bombastic and PRD3 still battling. I want to watch that, but at the same time, look at these two battling for last place on the podium. Oh, I need to be able to monitor 2 streams at once. Battle 3 and 4, says Fred. We know what the chat wants to see. Jan and Safalicious. And I'll tell you what, they're not too far behind Venture at this point. Venture's took a 10th out of Ian Evo. It seems like it can't be done now for Venture, but if Ian Evo makes a mistake, pushes too hard, this can soon change around. So now for Ian Evo, it's not just about driving fast, it's about driving carefully. Behind, we've got 8 tenths back to Jan, then 5 tenths back to Safalicious. This, I think, it's not the closest battle on the field at the moment. This is the closest battle. Perhaps not one of the most important ones, but it's all for honour. Everything counts. Mr. Bombastic falling back to 8th. So clearly not gelling with this car and track combination at all. Oh, Golfy there going underneath for 6th. Is he going to make that stick? Will he still be 6th at the end of the straight is the question. They're going to come side by side across the line maybe. No, not quite. PRD3 getting that slipstream. It's going to go for the first corner move, I think. Going out wide. It looks like Golfy covering that line. But this is the final lap, so we're going to have to cut away and find out what's happening at the front. Ian Evo, he's miles ahead in racing terms. Same can be said for Venture, who's being caught by Jan in 3rd. We could still have a change on the podium if Venture isn't as steady as a mountain goat through this final sector. Oh, they're going to take it to the line. Oh, Jan's out wide. I think that's going to cost him all of his forward momentum. So that's going to be Ian Evo taking the checkered flag for first place. Well done. Almost side by side, Venture and Jan 2nd and 3rd. Brilliant. Safalicious in 4th, being a penalty there. McFlurry Twist makes it 5th. Golfy's just edged ahead of PRD3. He'll finish 6th and 7th. Den's 8th, Bombastic 9th, Spadefin 10th. JSM, he might have the microphone in hand, but he gave us the race. Thanks, Jack. Bit of a flash, he's made it. That's it, you can put your feet up now and have a cup of Horlicks. You've done it. Whew. Nice race and well done, guys, says Mackie. And whoop whoop, says Fred. Still with us, thanks, guys. Victory to the Ian Evo 96. He looks pleased there, doesn't he? He looks very pleased. Let's congratulate everybody. Oh, I'm so tired after that. How does Shaq do this every week? Who did we have? We had Ian Evo, we had Shaq, and who else was on the podium? I've forgotten already. Was it Safalicious? I think so. I'd say congratulations and You know, we'll hope that was the right 3. Let's confirm that. It was Venture and Jack. So let's congratulate those as well. Congratulate Venture. That was a close one. Wow. Let's go back to the race results because that is fabulous. The 2nd and the 3rd were so close together. 6th and 7th. We had good pack racing all the way down the line. Safalicious and the I'm saying this in the Swift had the best lap, a 54.4, which I think was slightly better than the qualifying laps, only slightly. But all the same, that was good. Everybody looks happy. What a Christmas! What a Christmas! Of course, we're here, says Fred. Well done, Steve. Thank you. I just so need to lie down. I never thought a Swift race could be that intense, says Shaker. Yeah, me neither. If I'd known that when I signed up, I might not have, signed up. I might have had a night in front of the telly with my feet up. Absolutely brilliant. We, of course, aren't done yet. There is something else. It completely evades me what it is. I'm looking over at my screen now to see what it was. Let me check my other screen. We know we've got the endurance guys. What are they doing? They've got a race at Sardinia in the Toyota 8621s. They're on race mediums and they've got fuel and tyre wear. So that is going to be coming up very, very soon. We'll make sure the link for that is up. Oh, until that time, I'm going to leave you, get some more fluids. That's a whopping race. Enjoyed every minute of that, says Ian. Of course you enjoyed every minute of that. How could you not? Amazing. Thank you all for joining. And I'll see you in about half an hour, I think. Unless Jacques says otherwise. Boo! Just when you thought I'd gone. Okay, I've just had a message from Jacques saying we're not going to be killing the stream and starting a new one. We're going to be carrying on with this one stream for the whole remaining Christmas special. So I'm sorry if you guys have already disconnected. If you did, bye, sorry. But if you're still there, then that is good news. I will I'll head onto Discord. I'll share the link around again. And I'll be back very, very soon with some more fluids in my system. And some more racing. When we're going endurance racing. Hello and welcome back to the SSBB Christmas party. We've had some crazy action tonight. We've been to Brands Hatch Indy for the Honda Fit race, which was insane. And we have, let's have a look, we've just done the Suzuki Swift race, which was brilliant pack racing. But now we're getting some N400 action from the Endurance boys, and this time we've got tyre wear, we've got fuel usage. It's going to be great. We've also got some really, really quick drivers. So stay with us, because it's going to get saucy. Let's just chat to Mackie here. He's got a bit of an issue, so we'll see if we can help him with his issue. Let's have a look. This keyboard is awful. Do a look. What am I talking about? Do a look. Wow. There we go. Okay. I should have just done that with a controller. That would have been so much quicker. As always, Jack's in control of the lobby. I'm just here to look at the cars, and let's do that right now. So these are the N400s we're using. These are the Toyota 86 2021 cars. And there is JSM's wrapped up like a Christmas present. Fantastic. Who's fastest? Venture's fastest. We've just seen Venture racing very, very well in the Suzuki Swift race. He's got a very white car, and he is so much faster than Ian Evo right now. A few drivers there struggling just to get the car up to the N400 they need to meet the BOP. What's happening in chat? Jurassic Jam, good evening. It's good to see you. Welcome to the stream. So let's take a look at Ian Evo's livery. That very, very similar to Venture's, the red and white. Yeah, those two wearing the same livery. That'll be great if they're both up front. That'll be nice and difficult to keep telling them apart. Bombastic there. That must be the fastest livery. That livery there, it's got to be worth a few tenths, because the top three are all using it. So keep your eye out for those liveries, because they're the fast ones. Space Fin, oh, you got the wrong livery on, that's why you're fourth. If you got the red and white one, you'd be faster. Oh, I'll eat my words, shall I? Because he's just going 6 tenths faster. This course, short, but very, very technical. Jan there, who I think I've got the pronunciation right, but I'm sure someone will tell me otherwise. He's having some issues with the car. He's just managed to sort those out. A couple of drivers having trouble, but hopefully they'll get those resolved. As Spage crosses the finish line, shoots that up to the second fastest in the practice session. We'll be starting the qualifying soon. I may hold the stream before then. Ian Evo goes within 0.164 of Venture. It's going to be another one of those battles, isn't it? And if that's happening for the entirety of the race, it's going to be amazing. Speaking of the entirety of the race, let's get the particulars from the event settings. This is, of course, an endurance race. It's currently showing at 15 laps. Let's just talk to JSM about that. Okay. Race is 15 laps, not timed. There we go. We know how to use a keyboard because we have fingers. Let's see what else was in those particulars that we didn't see. Okay. Visible damage is on, mechanical damage is off, slipstream is real. We've got 5 times tyre and fuel depletion. Okay. What else we've got? We know we're in 400s. They're on racing mediums, so they shouldn't burn out too quickly, in theory. Penalties, not many. Not many penalties, not much ghosting. In fact, no ghosting. Wow. And once again, we've got no assists with the exception of ABS, because you do not want ABS off in the endurance race. That's how you eat your tyres. Let's go back onto the Livery parade. We've seen JSM's livery. Whose livery haven't we seen? Bombastic. Well, oh, he's wearing the fast one. Look, fourth, and he's 1.7 off. Sorry, fifth now. He's 1.7 off the pace. Oh, and off the track. That particular corner there, very, very difficult to carry speed through. You're braking really hard, and it's certainly more than a 90-degree corner. Who else have we got? We've got Flurry. Which livery is he using? That's very colourful. Oh, I like that. That's got a lot going on. Very, very tasty. Oh dear, he must know I'm watching him because he's just binned it. PRD 3 coming cropper there of the stewards, wearing his Grinch outfit. That looks great. I wonder if he's a Grinch or if he's full of Christmas spirit. Saphalicious clearly struggling with his car and track combo because that is 8.3 seconds off the pace at that time. Come on, Kirby and Doggo. Den's 12 seconds down. That is even worse. Oh, guys. But they haven't done many laps, so we'll let them off. Jen? You know, I'm still waiting for Freddie to pull me up on this. JSM and Venture. Of course, Freddie won't pull me up on it. Oh, Ian Evo there, having a bit of a spill. Unlucky. Oh, we can't get replays in practice mode. Ah, drat. There you go. JSM has just changed the room settings. Let's take a look what he's done. 50 minutes. Huh. I'm not entirely sure that's right. But we will see. Races. Enter, says McFlurry Twist. So it looks like they're doing practice laps rather than doing qualifying. Okay, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. We'll just have to do a quick check, see if they've got any messages from JSM before we start. Alright, let's have a look. I may have. Okay, yeah. Just telling me it was going to be a 50-minute race. That's great. These guys are all enjoying their donuts. I'm surprised we're not qualifying, but there you go. Is that Golfy going fastest? No. I honestly don't know what's going on right now. So I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to hydrate before the race because this is going to be 50 minutes of me shouting about... probably about Ian Evo and Venture fighting each other. So I will be right back and hopefully a little bit less clueless. And we are back at Sardinia for the race. This is Road Track B, the short track. We've managed to get Mackie in. Mackie's managed to get his car sorted. And Freddie as well has been allowed in on any car. So we're just waiting for the starters lights at the moment. I don't think we're qualifying. So it looks like Freddie's going to be using his car from the SSBB Clubman's. That's cool. And we're away. Golfy leads us away. Oh, Freddie takes it. Oh, people aren't going to like that. That's the Porsche that is very, very fast. I'm going to keep the info on at the bottom so we can keep an eye on people's tyres and fuel. Not quite sure if that's the way it should be done. But there you go. That's the way we're doing it. Melty says, Among Us! So, yeah, Melty clearly alludes to the fact that Freddie is the imposter. Meanwhile behind, Golfy coming under attack from Spage, who in turn is under attack from Mr. Bombastic. Oh, that's a great side-by-side bit of action there between McFlurry Twist and Denzel. We lost the names above the cars. Oh, that was huge. That was a massive accident there for Spage. Can we get a replay? Please? Replay button, work. Here we go. Let's have another look at that because that was spectacular. So Spage was out wide. He comes in with McFlurry behind him. McFlurry gives him a nudge and it's straight to the scene of the accident. Oh my goodness. That is a world of pain. Population Spage. So he's doing well to not be last. Oh, but clearly pushing hard to try and get that position back. We've got somebody else off. Who was that? Who did we lose? Did we lose Mac? I don't know who that was. We just lost. Was it PRD3? I think he just lost it on his own under braking. That corner is terrible. You're trying to slow the car down and get it into that corner, and if you lose it, you just really lose it. So Freddie's leading the pack away. I think the stewards might want to talk to him about his car a little bit later on. Behind in the correct car, shall we say, is Mr. Bombastic, who has Golfy right behind him. So this could be a battle we see for the whole race. Now let's compare the actual platform the cars are on. It looks like Freddie's even using less tyres. Oh, Bombastic just takes too much speed into that corner. And Golfy goes straight around him, and then he's under pressure from Dens. Dens there, a little bit cautious into that corner. Oh, goodness me. I guess we can't take a look at the platform and look at people's fuel and compare them and such like, because there's going to be too much action happening. So perhaps we'll save that for another time. Meanwhile, Venture has Ian Evo 0.4 behind him. These are the two expected to see coming through the pack and really doing the most damage to the cars in front. I mean, not literally damage, but damage to their racers. Ian Evo there managed to get up to 3/10, but it was Venture who was the bravest on the brakes into that corner. And there are some corners around here in the Sardinia track that really can catch you off guard. How is that a quarter of the fuel gone already? We're not even 5 minutes into the race. Wow, they're really burning that fuel off. Nobody fuel saving, everybody just absolutely going for it. Speaking of going for it, Bombastic just 4/10 behind Golfy. He wants that second place. Must be kicking himself for that earlier incident, that mistake he made. Let me know in chat, do you need the cars turning up a little bit? Again, I can't figure out if the volume is loud enough. Freddie, where's he going? What happened to Freddie? Has Freddie got a technical issue? Let's have a look. Take a look at his inputs. So he was very late through there. drifts over to the side. The throttle's still on. The throttle's off. A little bit of steering. I can't really tell what happened there. I'm not sure what happened to Freddie. But he's down in 6th. Maybe just lost control of the car for a moment. I don't know. Perhaps a distraction. We'll have to ask him after the race. Zephyr says the sound's perfect. Okie dokie. Thank you very much. Let's go back to the front, find out what's happening. Golf is winning. Oh, where's Boombastic? What happened to him? There he is in 2nd. He's fighting with Golfy. We're down to that first corner. This is a killer, this first corner. Bombastic went into 1st, but he just took too much corner. Oh, almost collects Venture. That puts Venture under threat from Ian Evo. Ian Evo sweeps past Venture. So that was a whole heap of things happened together. Venture there ended up out on the grass, and Ian Evo took the position back. Wow, we got 50 minutes of this. Let's hope so. That is going to be fantastic. Golfy, how you doing up there? A second ahead. You just do your thing in that bright livery that nobody's going to lose in the car park. I do like it. The orange and green, it's very reminiscent of the car which Mackie ran, I believe, in last season of SSBB Clubman's. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Den's he's making good inroads actually on Golfy. He's in the slipstream right now. You can see the time coming down the top corner there, the split. It also looks like Ian Evo's got a slipstream as well from Den. So this front group all coming together. In fact, Golfy there had a penalty to serve, I believe, because he ghosted for a moment. Down to 6/10 now. Den's reeling him in. Why is that? Let's have a look at the two cars. They've both got the same amount of fuel. Den's got slightly more in those front tyres, but there's not a lot in it. Meanwhile, Ian Evo and Venture right next to each other. PRD3 there has left the room. I don't know if he had a technical issue or if he just gave up after that absolute massive carnage we had earlier. Well, that's unfortunate. So then there were 12, and they are Golf Nut Pro, Dens, Ian Evo, Venture, Bombastic, Freddie, JSM, Jan, and then if we head back down a little bit, we got Spade. She's doing well to hang on after his accident. Safalicious, McFlurry Twist, and Mackie. Oh, Mackie, I like that purple. That is nice. Oh, I hope we see more of that in this race. So, some real heroic drives. When you're that far back and it's a long race, you really need to dig deep to find the motivation to keep going. Good on you. The top 3, make it 4 in fact, are all very, very close. I'm not quite sure who to watch, so we'll try and watch the car in the middle and hope for the best. Mr. Bombastic has entered the pits, so he's ready to get some fresh rubber on. I assume he's going to try and undercut. He entered with 46% of his fuel at 8 minutes. Let's assume it's about 15 minutes worth of racing per fuel tank. That's going to make some very interesting strategies. I think if I had that information and I was out there, I would be trying to save some fuel to try and eliminate the need for a 5-minute fuel stop. Yeah, that could be interesting. Meanwhile, Ian Evo, he's having a go at Dens. He's trying to set himself up, go a little bit wide there, carry just a little bit more speed through. He's got the slipstream, but then Dens has got the slipstream from Golfy. Oh, Dens is going for it. Up the inside. Oh, was there contact? Oh, it's all kicking off. I didn't cut away just yet. That all went horribly for Golfy. Let's watch it from Golfy's point of view. Let's see what happened. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, no. Golfy gets into Venture. I think he then accelerates slowly to let Venture go. I want to watch that just one more time, but in a different view. If that's all right with you guys, let's... Couldn't quite catch it in time. I don't think Humpty Dumpty fell. I think Humpty Dumpty was pushed. But Ian Evo now leads this race. Let's get rid of that at the bottom of the screen so we can keep an eye on the important information that I'm trying to bring to you. It's of action there. I think you mean lots of action, Zafra. Good old autocorrect. I'm glad it's not just me that it gets. Then still under pressure from Venture. I heard a squeal of tyres there. Oh, that was Golfy again. What happened, Golfy? What is going on with your race all of a sudden? Oh, he's just... Oh, I see. So Golfy's got some lag. We're used to seeing that from him. So it may be that in fact nothing happened whatsoever. Denz and Venture, nose to tail. These guys are going to provide a lot of entertainment. I've just seen somebody spin. Who was that? Oh, it's Freddy. No, Freddy! Oh. What happened? He's in 6th. Spage behind him. Jen in front of him. Oh, he just pushed a little bit too hard. Ah. That's unlucky, Freddy. Very unlucky. I think sometimes in these endurance races, your biggest enemy is yourself. What's happening out front? Oh, out front, Venture scored. Wait, what? I'm confused. Ian Evo was in the lead a moment ago. Oh, he found the grass. Ian Evo went off all by himself. Like he was trying to carry too much speed through there. So, we had a change of lead. That's Denz in the lead. Venture right behind him. Just half a second, I think Venture is well and truly in the slipstream. All Venture has to do is stay there for the rest of the lap, although Denz is out wide. Denz has got the inside for the next corner. If Venture can keep the gap like this, he's going to have a great run on the main straight next time around. But it's going to be really, really staying there as well as he can with bad front tyres. They've both got a lot of issues. Let's have a look. Venture's got slightly less fuel and may have to come in and pit very, very shortly. So will Venture choose to pit and perhaps come out on fresher rubber? Take a stab then, see if he can undercut Denz. Will Denz head for the pits and pull the trigger? What is going to happen? Just 2/10 in it now as we come through to the last corner before the main straight. Like Venture was thinking about it, I think that might have been a dummy. It sends Denz defensive. Yeah, Venture's heading into the pits. He didn't have enough fuel to carry on. Denz has saved a little bit. He's got one more lap out of that. That's really going to come into play towards the end of the race now, which is going to be absolutely fascinating. I think we've got a back marker up ahead. But if we head back to... No, not these guys. Not these guys. Here we go. JSM had somebody behind it. That was Safalicious. There's just 1.3 seconds between these two. This is your current podium, but of course they're out of synchronization with the pit stops. But it looks like Denz, JSM, Safalicious have all been fuel saving. Head back to McFlurry. Twist has also been fuel saving. Mr. Bombastic, we know, went in quite early to get some fresh rubber on and perhaps try and capitalise on that. Safalicious right up with JSM. Now the driver's struggling with very low fuel tanks and a very low front grip. Oh. Okay. This is going to be absolutely fascinating. Oh, JSM just running out of grip. That puts Safalicious right on him, all over him. No, not this time. If this doesn't get done before the main straight, one of them might try to short fill in the pits. Oh, but Safalicious has done it. Safalicious sneaks up the inside. Golfy's left the room. We know Golfy has a lot of connection issues, and that may be what caused that at this time. Denz is in the pits. Your race leader. Denz did really well to save that much fuel. Look how much fuel these two have got. This is crazy. They're going to be going in on fumes. I don't know whether to stay with these and see if one of them short fills. I'll find out if Denz comes out in the lead. Mr. Bombastic will take the lead, but that's because he's out of sync. So I'm not quite sure who to follow here. Let's stick with Denz, because Denz is probably getting some fuel in right now. Can Denz get out ahead of Venture? Venture just vanished by the look of that. Where did Venture go? I lost him. Oh, there's Venture. So yeah, Venture has really made it pay. He made that undercut work. He's got 4.6 seconds now between himself and Dens. So that's a great tactic there by Venture, going in early, getting the laps in on some fresh fuel. Not fresh fuel, fresh tyres. Incredible. Mr. Bombastic is your race leader, but he is going to have to come in and pit before Venture does. So let's take a look at the track map. We'll see if anybody's close. I think we've got some action around here. A little bit too soon. Oh no, there we go. We have got Jan and Spage Finn very close to each other. That's for position, I think. Or is that Mackie? I think that's actually Mackie. Okay, we've got a yellow... Oh, Jan, what happened? What has occurred? It's not been so long since Jan was in the pits. This is a very fast section of track, and I think he just carried a little too much speed, clips the barrier, and that spun him around. Managed to keep going in the right direction. Very lucky. Hopefully didn't do too much damage to those tyres. And he managed to hold his position as well, so that was a very, very lucky spin. He did well to come out of that facing the right direction. Ian Evo 3 seconds behind Dens here in 4th place, and catch him. So no fuel saving for Ian Evo, he's just pushing. Here is Dens. Dens is in no man's land all on his own, bless him. And we've got Venture, who is catching up with Mr. Bombastic, even though they're not really in the same race. I think Mr. Bombastic there has a little more front tyre wear, which is the reason he's catching at that pace. Do we have any more action on track? Here we go. We've got Jan again, who's been caught by Spage Finn after that spin. And I think this has allowed Spage Finn to get the slipstream effect, which of course is on real. So these guys are really going to be battling very soon. Let's see if we can predict where. I think the battle forecast sponsored by Grandpa is going to be at the end of the main straight. We'll stick with these guys for now, just to see if that actually happens. Times are all over the place with these guys. They're struggling to get these cars dialed in on this track, and I'm not really surprised, because this is a very technical track. Even though it's very short, it's very tough. So Spage wants to be as close as possible here. He's brought in a 10th, and then Jan opens it up again. Oh, is that going to be a cut penalty? Doesn't look like it. Where's the thing? There's the thing. Oh, it was a penalty. Oh, Mackie's left. That's Mackie. I don't know if he's giving up or if he's had technical issues, but then there were 10. Oh dear. Well, these two didn't get the battle on, unfortunately, because of the issues with the penalties. What's happening behind? We've got JSM, and then we've got Safalicious. They're not really close enough for a battle yet, but that is a battle that's brewing. In 9th, we've got McFlurry Twist, who's just recently pitted, and then Freddy, who had such a great lightning start, and it's sadly all gone a little bit pear-shaped. But your leader is still Mr. Bombastic. However, the time has come down since last we were here with Venture. Oh no, Mr. Bombastic, they're doing a great job of saving that. Well done. Oh, but he's lost so much time now. That has brought Venture right in, and Mr. Bombastic there doesn't have the fuel to continue. Hands over the lead to Venture. So we need to find out now, what is the gap to Dens? That gap is up to 7 seconds, and Dens has got Ian Evo just a second behind him. Ian Evo and Dens both with penalties, I think. Oh no, Dens hasn't got one. So Dens safe for the moment while Ian Evo gets rid of that, I think. And I think we've got some action just behind as well. Once again, Spage Finn and Jan very, very close. Spade's not quite able to capitalise on that, but this time just half a second in it. This is a move waiting to happen right here. One good slipstream is all this is going to take. Oh, that was very wide. Don't go too wide and clip a barrier again. 4 tenths, 5 tenths. These two trading tenths. Excellent. Do we watch this or do we watch Ian Evo 8 tenths behind Dens for second place? It's hard to know where to look. It really is. We'll look here for now, I think. Yes, we'll look here. So Spade's there with half a tank of fuel. Jam with less. Okay. So I think Spade has got more grip there on those tyres, got more rubber to work with. That is the pass, but is that position safe? We're about to hit the main straight, just one more corner to go, and this is it just here, very technical left-hander, which then leads into a right-hand curve. Very, very tight, often tighter than it looks on the track map. And this is it, the drag race down to that first corner, very heavy braking zone, against another tight corner, about 110 degrees. Is this going to be a move? I don't think it is. I think Spade has got the grip advantage. Yeah, and that's a position. Done. Just in time to come back and see what's happening with Dens and Ian Evo, because Ian Evo is now just 3 tenths behind. This fight is on, and you feel like it's only going to end one way. This is the battle of the really, really fast liveries. As you can see, red and white is the colour to be wearing these days. 2.5 tenths between them. You couldn't fit a car between. Oh, you could. Small car, perhaps a smart car, but not at these speeds. That wouldn't happen. Den's kicking up a little bit of grit there. That's not going to help his cause at all, unless his plan is to throw some on Ian Evo's windscreen. Perhaps that's a decent strategy. Perhaps not. We will see. Once again, this is a battle that's going to come down to that main straight in just one corner's time. Can Ian Evo just stick with Dens? Don't want to be too close. Oh, that's going to be side-by-side action. That's not going to work just there. No, you don't want to be too close on the straight, because if you're too close you cannot get a run up. But if you look at the split time at Ian Evo, I think he's got the run up now. He's starting to gain speed. That split's coming down. It's going to be a dive bomb into the first corner. Ian Evo goes to the inside. Den's on the faster outside line. Can he come back underneath Ian Evo? He made for that line but just didn't have the speed for it. Ian Evo absolutely threw it through there. But he's going to be pitting this lap. I flashed his lights there to say thank you to Dens for making that a nice clean pass. Great to see respect being shown between these two. Dens, however, has plenty of fuel left. I think he's been fuel saving. Of course, he came at the same time as... Oh no, he didn't, did he? He was out of sequence with the other guys. So Venture and Ian Evo are going to be pitting, I think, this lap. Dens is going to be carrying on. That's fascinating. That's going to be huge at the end of the race, because that's going to determine who has to fuel save and who doesn't in this top trio. And it might even come down to the fact that the leader may slow down deliberately to try and make the race as short as possible. There's going to be strategy at play here. I've got a Mackie in the stream. Had a technical issue while grinding the miles. Unfortunately, it appeared to be back. Restarting the PS, but that won't help now. That is unlucky, Mackie. Really sorry to hear that this has happened to you. Technical issues happen in real races. They happen in sim racing too. Can't be helped. You tried. You did your best. It's all good. Got to get some water. It's been a long night. Okay, that has gone. That was my splash and dash. So Dens has taken the lead. He's 12.5 seconds ahead of Spage. Now let's have a look again, flick between the two. So these two are on exactly the same pit strategy by the look of it, Dens and Spage. So Spage can put in some really, really fast laps. What's he been doing here? 130, 129, 130 against Dens, 130, 130, 130. There's not a lot in it. Spage perhaps a tiny bit faster. We're also at the halfway stage now as well, so we can probably predict a total of 32, 33 laps. 33, maybe 34 laps for this race. So that's it now. Drivers can start really doing the maths as far as their fuel saving goes. Safalicious 2.5 seconds behind Bombastic there. Safalicious trying to get into the last step of the podium, and those two on the same pit strategy. Then we've got Venture in 5th, who's just pitted, managed to come out ahead of JSM. So that's going to be champagne for Venture, because now Ian Evo's got to somehow clear JSM. He's not in that battle with those two. Oh, Ian Evo there. I'm not quite sure if he was unsighted by how slowly JSM went through that corner. I think JSM's actually struggling with front end grip, and of course Ian Evo's on brand new tyres, so Ian Evo's got all the grip in the world right now. It's a very frustrating feeling, especially when he knows that up ahead Venture is just scurrying away. But of course JSM's on track too. He can race if he wants to. That's up to him. But Ian Evo, he's made the move. Now he's got to get his foot down, keep his head down, and get on after Venture. A little bit further back, we've got McFlurry Twist, just 1.5 seconds behind JSM. Also quite low on fuel, quite low on grip. Oh, Jan has just pitted. Freddie still going, but about to be lapped. So Freddie, the first of the cars to be blue flagged in this race. But what a hero, he's still going. Not sure if Dens will risk making the move though, because that is not a lot of fuel. To be honest, that should mean Spage is low as well. Yep, Spage is very low as well. So Dens and Spage probably going to pit in this lap to hand the lead back over to Bombastic. And then soon we're finding out who's got it right, who's made the right call with the fuel and the tyres. Who's been fuel saving, who hasn't. It's fascinating. Here comes Spage now. Your leader will be Mr. Bombastic, I think, if Bombastic isn't too far behind. Currently 25 seconds behind Dens. Oh, that's not going to help. That's surely going to be a penalty for limits. Yeah, there we go. There's a penalty. Bombastic there, so consistent. I think. Yeah. Okay, Bombastic in the lead. I just having a look around some times there, sorry. So Venture putting in the fastest lap of the race at the moment of a 1:29. So anybody in the low 1:29s probably is pushing hard. Anybody in the 1:30s either can't keep up or is fuel saving. Here comes Venture. Catching up to Mr. Bombastic, I think. Oh, currently going purple, so definitely catching up. Venture absolutely on it, sending it. Ian Evo trying to catch up. I wonder if Ian Evo is the reason that Venture's pushing so hard, because he knows that Ian Evo has the pace. He's got to know. In fact, that gap coming down a little bit there, so is Ian Evo going to be purple? Where's the next sector? It's just around this corner. We'll see what sort of lap he's doing in just a moment. No purple going on there. We'll have a look at what Venture's lap time is, and then we'll see what's happening elsewhere on the track. Believe me, there are things happening, but there's just too much to try and follow at the moment. Mr. Bombastic being reeled in by Venture at this time. Mr. Bombastic is your race leader with 21.5 minutes to go. Venture there just squeezing out the fastest lap a little bit further. Ian Evo, 1.8 off. I don't know if he had any kind of mistakes or issues there, but Dens is up with him. Dens of course has just pitted and he's on fresh rubber, so Dens looking for that podium spot back. And has Dens got the rubber underneath him that he needs now to actually challenge Venture? I don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what's going to happen? If you're in the chat, let us know who you think is going to win, because I have no idea. I'm not going to stick my neck out and call this right now. Dens very, very quick on this lap. He's beating his own best first sector. Can he keep that up? He's definitely got a slipstream there. 0.7. I don't know what the slipstream range is on real, I think it may be about 1.2 seconds. Not sure how right that is. They're trading tenths. Enevo faster through some corners, Den's faster through others. What it's really going to come down to is that main straight. I'm not quite sure from what we've already seen in this race that is going to be time enough to close up for the first corner. Venture takes the lead of the race as Mr. Bombastic enters the pits. So anybody on the same strategy as Mr. Bombastic probably will follow in as well. I'm surprised Den's losing so much ground there. Can't quite reel Ian Evo in. So it was an inspired charge. It's just not quite going to play it off. Okay. A little bit further back here, we've got Spage Finn with Jan just 1.2 behind him. That's another battle brewing for later. But these two are slightly different pit strategies. Mr. Bombastic, they come out in 7th. That's going to be a little soul destroying actually. JSM getting fueled up, McFlurry Twist getting fueled up, and Freddy, well, Freddy's still going in his odd one out car. Freddy is the imposter. But this man Venture just doing everything right. Look at that lead, almost 9 seconds. Absolutely astonishing drive. Ian Evo just seems to have no answer for their Venture. Spades and Cephalicious. What happened to Dens? Did Dens have an incident? Oh, it did, but unfortunately I can't get the replay back that far. Oh, sorry Dens. Oh no! Hang on, I'll deal with this. There we go. The power saving was about to kick in on the TV and switch me off, which wouldn't have been good because then I wouldn't have known what was happening in the race. Den's under pressure from Cephalicious. What's going on with the pit strategies around here? Spade has got plenty of fuel in the tank. Cephalicious are going to be pitting soon. I think maybe Cephalicious was supposed to go into pits on that lap. Unless there's some sort of long-term strategy at play here. And Jan on the slightly more aggressive strategy there, has a little bit less fuel than Den's. So whatever happened to Den's, that is absolutely crushing. Less than 18 minutes to go in the race, and all to do for Den's. That's a mountain to climb from here. It's all going to be on pit strategy. Can anybody catch this man? Venture 26. Around 8 seconds in the lead from Ian Evo, and then it's just 13, nearly 14 seconds back to third place. These two in a league of their own in this particular race. However, Ian Evo about to pit. Is he going to have enough fuel to make the remaining 17 minutes of the race? Because if he has, well, I don't know. I just don't know. That's what's so great about these endurance races. You just don't know who's called the right strategy until you get into the last few minutes. Oh, there's a bit of a venture off track. What happened there? Was that an incident involving somebody else, or was that just pure... Oh yeah, just ran out of grip. Didn't lose too much time. That's okay. It was certainly an interesting line. It was an interesting line that came with the fastest lap of the race. So if you want the fastest lap around here, that's the line, that's the Jan line. You use some grass and it's all good. Den's less than a second now behind Spage Finn. I don't know if he's pushing to pass Spage Finn or if he's just trying to stay with him for the slipstream, save some fuel. I get the feeling that when Den's pits next time around, it's going to be for the last time in the race. Because I think that's the way he's working his strategy. Again, I don't know if I can call it. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. We'll see. Is Den's going to win? Well, this man's done everything right, but has he got his fuel strategy right? That's the point, isn't it? Venture and and Dens are on very different strategies there, judging by the different amount of fuel. If you've been watching this series this year, the SSBB Endurance Series, do you know a little bit more about how Venture works and how Dens works with their fuel strategies? Please let me know, because I am not of the pay grade to figure that out. Ian Evo was in the running earlier. He's just pitted. I don't know if Ian Evo can make the fuel last for 15 minutes. We're going to find out. There could be some epic fuel saving going on. But Ian Evo, such a fast driver. Surprised to see him back there 55 seconds off the pace. You can see by the state of the front of that car though, there have been adventures. Oh, there have been adventures, alright. Speaking of adventures, here is Venture. And I'm assuming by the red flashing light in the bottom corner there, I think you can see it on your screen, he's going to be coming into the pits. And Dens is going to be taking the lead of this race, but is that going to be for long is the question. It also counts where Venture comes out. If he comes out in heavy traffic, that's going to slow him down and help Dens out. So many factors. So many factors. So there we go, Venture into the pits. Possibly for the last time in this race. Dens doesn't need to pit. Spage doesn't need to pit. So these two are going to become the race leaders. Venture still hasn't even made it to his pit box. There we go, Venture's in his pit box now. He's just made it there. Such a long time to get to your pit box in this game because of the pit speed limit. Dens only has a 6/10 lead. I think Spage is going to catch him at the end of this straight. Not quite. Oh, Spage sticks his nose in there just to let Dens know that he's there. This is shaping up to be a great battle for the lead. Spage dropping back after recovering from that dummy. Was it a dummy or a dive? I don't know. I'm going to call it a dummy. We'll play devil's advocate on that one. But already the split's starting to come down. Spage doing really well on very little grip. Dens looks after his tyres quite well actually. I think that also plays into what I was saying about the fact that Dens might have been saving fuel. And of course when you're saving fuel, you're also not putting too much pressure on the tyres, because you're not going in as hot as Spage did then. Very hot. Almost binned it. Lost a little bit of time there. That's given Dens some breathing space. Who have we got in the pits? One of the drivers from the back. That's Freddie. Might well be his last pit stop. What are we doing here with the view? Sort this view out. Get your act together. Silly PlayStation. So looking at the fuel situation there, Dens very low. I don't know if we can get 2 more laps out of this. It might be that he'd be in the pits at the end of this lap, and then we can find out what the situation is with Venture, who has a 1 second penalty there. Oof. Not great, not ideal. Venture 16 seconds ahead of Ian Evo now. I think Venture and Ian Evo might be the battle for the win. Venture knows it, he's just burnt off that entire penalty. Wow. Okay. Meanwhile at the front, the battle for the lead still on. This is the lead on track. Probably not the lead overall, but it's the lead on track. Has Mr. Bombastic joined in there? No, he hasn't. Okay, that must be a back marker, then we just saw in the background. Definitely a back marker. Oh, it's Freddie! Freddie in his odd one out car. Great to see him still running. Spage Finn, is he close enough for a slipstream? I don't think he is. And will Dens be heading into the pits? That is pretty critical looking. So Dens might be going for one final tank up before the end of the race. And this is where we really get to see who's done it right. Last 10 minutes, who's going to be fuel saving like crazy, who's going to have enough fuel to push. Oh, Spage follows him in, even though Spage's fuel wasn't critical. So that's interesting, these two could come out together. Mr. Bombastic will have to stop again, definitely. Venture. I'm not sure that Venture's got enough fuel to finish this race. I'm pretty certain Venture's not going to fuel to finish this race, in fact. How about Ian Evo? No, I think Ian Evo's the same. I don't think Ian Evo's got the fuel to finish this race. Has McFlurry Twist? No. So right now, Dens and Spade Finn, they're looking good. If they can just eke out that fuel for the full remaining 10 minutes, the time is the same, the split time, so neither of them are short fueled. Or have they both short fueled? They have both short fueled. So Dens and Spade Finn, have they got more fuel than the cars in front of them? They have. They might have pulled a blinder here. This could be Dens and Spade Finn at the front come the end of this race. Stay tuned, because it's going to get spicy. Up ahead, Ian Evo. He's getting reeled in by these guys. Of course, they're on fresh rubber and low fuel, whereas Ian Evo's on worn rubber and low fuel. So there's a clear advantage there. We can see the split coming down. Venture up ahead. 9.5 behind Bombastic. Oh, every time I put the camera on somebody, they're off, and that again is that's the Jan line, I suppose we can call it, to try and get that fastest lap. Bombastic in the pits for the last time. So it's important now where Bombastic comes out in relation to Dens. Because this, I think, is for the lead. Well, they're all trying that line. Everybody liking that line. So Venture has the lead on track, but who has the lead for real with fuel? Bombastic shut down the order, but that's fine because there's going to be more pit stops towards the end of the race. There's going to be a few splash and dash moments. Dens is reeling in Ian Evo. There's a battle forming here, and Spade Finn is right behind him. Oh, but watch that barrier, Spade. That is not going to do you any favours. That is not the racing line. Oh, and there's a penalty to boot. Oh, that's unlucky. Very unlucky. So, Spades, they're burning off the penalty, which means they're going to be dropping back a little bit. Ian Evo and Dens are holding station. Venture up ahead. Is Venture fuel saving? Because Venture's really making good use of that tank of fuel. Look at the times. We'll look at the time when Venture crosses the line, and then we'll get a good idea to see if he's fuel saving. Certainly didn't look too hot through there. So 1:30 is about Venture's average time. It's 1:30, almost 1:31. So Venture now fuel saving. I don't think he's lifting and coasting. It sounds like he might have turned his fuel mix down a little bit. And yeah, look at the split time. Ian Evo suddenly reeling Venture in. Venture obviously very concerned about how much fuel he's got for the rest of the race. But Ian Evo himself is losing time. Hand over fist to Dens behind. Here's Dens in the picture now. They're going to go for a photo finish. Oh, they're going to give us exactly what we came here for. And that is some real action. The fuel difference, it doesn't look that much between Ian Evo and Dens, but it is quite significant. Ian Evo incidentally has taken another second out of Venture. He needs to be taking, I think, 2.5 seconds per lap to beat Venture, but then there's Dens to deal with as well. And Dens has fallen back just a little bit. I don't think that's fuel saving. I think that may have been a little bit of a driving issue. But oh, it is on. It is definitely on. Ian Evo taking another second out of Venture. Oh, there's fuel issues at play here. But even if Venture's gone to the lowest engine mode and is going as carefully and as slowly as possible, we're looking at now about 2 seconds off his ultimate pace perhaps. That's still a good advantage he's built up with only 5.5 minutes remaining. So this could still be Venture's race. No doubt about that. Dens has fallen back now from Ian Evo. I think he's looking in his mirror. Spade doesn't want to be passing at this point. Spade needs to be bump drafting Dens. These two should be working together, like that. They can't afford to do this. They need to catch Venture, while Venture's got his fuel woes. And Venture has got his fuel woes. That's another second gone. Oh, it's going to be such a close finish. Oh, where to look? Where to look indeed. Obviously, this is an important battle, but we don't want to be seeing it really. We need to be seeing these guys just getting their heads down and trying to deal with the two cars in front of them. As you can see by the red box there on the tower on the left, even Spade, Finn and Dens are catching Venture. If these three drivers just work together calmly, they could catch him. And then once you've caught him, have a four-way battle for the lead, rather than a three-way battle for second place. Spade has got just under half fuel. Dens has got slightly less fuel than that. Ian Evo's got 1/4 fuel. Oh, that's going to be tight. Venture actually has more fuel than Ian Evo now. So I think Ian Evo's been pushing a little bit to try and catch Venture and may have overdone it a little bit. It's okay, my prediction is this race is Venture's. That's it, I'll just say it. Even though he's got his fuel worries, I think that's it. Oh, beautiful. Let's take a look at that again, because we were looking at the wrong car at that point. Then sets Spade up. Again, it could be bump drafting him to try and speed both of them up. Sells him a dummy to the outside and then moves to the inside. Absolutely textbook. Spade tries to come back underneath, but it's too late. Dens has made the move and it's stuck. Oh, but Spade has come back underneath. Really? Oh, watching the replay, we need another replay. There you go. So Spade did manage to come underneath eventually. Dens tried to come back. It didn't work. Plenty of action. Plenty of action, but ultimately that Spade come out in third place. Look to the front now. Ian Evo 10 seconds away, but that's only 3 minutes to make up those 10 seconds, and fuel now very, very tight. Venture has the fuel advantage. They have about the same amount of grip, so in fact Ian Evo's car a little bit lighter. Spade and Dens still cling on in third and fourth. Probably expect to see those two swap places a couple more times. Only 0.2 of a second in it. Oh, there we go. Dens up the inside, but I think he's pushed a little bit too hard into that corner. Spade comes back underneath. And Spade's now in the slipstream of Ian Evo. Half a second. Can Spade make it for second place? He's got 2 minutes remaining to do it, if he's going to do it. That 10 seconds to Venture now looking like too much. Dens still lurking. Less fuel than Spade. This is it. This is the strategy's all playing out. Spade has a look at Ian Evo. I think he's going to go for the move this lap. He's going wide there to maintain as much speed as possible. I think Dens will have a look underneath him. No, Spade goes underneath. I didn't see that coming. Just there. Ian Evo tries to get back underneath him. He's going to try and get him into the tight braking zone at the end of this section, I think. Oh, Spade goes off wide. He's taking the Jan line, and that's going to drop him into fourth, I think. Well, I don't know how, but Dens made it out into second. Spade made it into third, and somehow Ian Evo came off worst from all that. Ian Evo, I think, suddenly having a panic as far as the fuel goes, because that fuel gauge is flashing red. Spade in third, still has enough fuel for another dive against Dens. Dens, I think, has enough fuel to get through, because this is probably going to be their final lap, unless Venture pulls out some sort of magical use up all of his fuel lap. But this could be it. We've got 35 seconds left on the clock. He's 34 40 seconds through to the lap. Yeah, so this is it. This is the final lap. It's all going to end here. Venture slowed down. Perhaps he wasn't conserving fuel. Perhaps he was just trying to make sure he'd got that one lap less to drive. So, shall we watch Venture for his victory lap? I don't know, because there's so much action going on in the background. Space taking a dive up the inside of Dens. Oh, what do we watch? I don't know. We'll watch Dens and Spage. That's it. I'm sorry, Jack, if that's not what you want. If you want to see Venture win, but this is where we are now. Dens so tight on fuel. Spage with a little bit more. I think Spage saving it all to turn up the motor and go for it on the final straight. Venture. Oh yeah, Venture's there spinning on the line. He's won. Second place is going to go to Dens. Then Spage Finn. That was so close at the end. Ian Evo just losing out in the dying minutes. Mr. Bombastic did really well to pull back to 5th. Jan here in 6th. McFlurry and Saf are so close together. There could still be some fireworks here as they move into the final straight. Don't worry about the yellow flags. That's just people donating on the line. That's going to be McFlurry Twist just barely beating Safalicious. Freddie's already finished the race in 10th. And once again, Jacques has to steal the show and get the most screen time by coming home in 9th place. Even though he's the last one still running. It's been an absolutely phenomenal night. And I, for one, am ready for bed. So come on, Jack, put your foot down. I'm not quite sure why there's a yellow flag up ahead, because the AI is in control of everything. There it is. That is your 10 finishers. We do have 3 DNFs due to their various issues. Let's take a look. I've not been looking at chat because, wow, there's so much going on. Fat Cat Gaming, good luck. Motor says great racing. Zafra says well done, did one of those. Fat Cat says congrats, Venture. Oh, well done, absolutely everybody. Let's just see what's going on in the chat while we've still got some stream left. Just amazing. Let's give you your race results so you can look at them. That 128.8 stood as the fastest lap on lap 21. Fantastic. Freddie was the only person who got lapped, but he finished 10th out of 13 that started, so he did really, really well. Absolutely amazing. Venture, Dens, Spage were your top 3. Let's Venture. Where did Dens go? I'm just being blind. I've been staring at the screen too long. And Inevo was up there, but it wasn't Inevo, was it? It was Spage. There we go. Well done. That was a good race. And that really was a good race. I'll be back with you in just a moment and we'll see what's happening in the chat. Wow, I needed that breather. So once again, here's your finishing lineup for the endurance race. I want to say thank you for everybody that's joined us. It's been a very long stream tonight. We had to see the Honda Fit racing, which is on a separate stream if you want to watch that back. And if you missed it at the start of this stream, we had the Suzuki Swift Racing, which was just absolutely bonkers. And we finished off the year as it is with this. The endurance race is not quite over for SSBB yet. There is the super endurance race, which I think is so long it's a two-parter. Check that out in the SSBB Discord, because that is going to be awesome. JSM is going to be commentating on that, and I think Jurassic Jam might even be guest commentating, so that should be a really good stream. Thank you for joining us. I hope that's it. That's the end of the game. It's all over. Have yourself a great Christmas. And if I don't see you before, we'll see you on the new year. Bye-bye.